Good day everybody, it's Max and welcome back to the Dyson Sphere Program Destiny, where we're going for all the achievements and all the 64 systems in 2022. And in this episode, well, it's time to get them rockets a-blaring because we need space and we need something to get us them wonderful, sweet anti-protons. So let's get to it. Nighttime, it's always an awesome sight here on the planet. You betcha. You know, you get all the science and they're cranking away and all the colors are flashing and the oils and the refineries and the chemical plants, all the lights, all the drones, all the stuff. I mean, it's very cool. It's very cool, right? I mean, this is why you play this game. You play this game because this just looks so cool. I mean, it's just awesome. Okay, so we're doing a little more science because obviously we need a little more capacity. Yes, I need the drones flying faster, carrying more things all the time because down here we have all the things coming in. We've got very little resources left on the planet. Like, you know, we got 500,000 iron ore and 500,000 copper ore. I've got them all tapped out. They're just not mining fast enough for what I need, right? Because we need more. We need more of the things, and I just can't get it fast enough. So what I'm going to do is I just wanted to show you the really cool sunset. You know, because come on. This all just looks so cool. So cool. You know, there's just so much coolness going on here. And I'm going to bring it back. And what are we going to do? Well, we're actually going to turn on some rockets. Yeah, rockets. Woo, baby, look at this stuff over here. Yeah, we got a bunch of flashing lights. And you know what flashing lights means? Means we got to hook in some things, turn some stuff on, and, you know, we're going to have some rockets and things all on the go. So I'm going to bring it back once we get this research out of the way and things kind of calm down, because we got to share, you know, it's one great big world and we all got to share the resources, man. And so, you know, I gotta get some of this science out of the way before we go crazy with some of that rocket build. I'll bring you right back. It's always a busy day on the factory floor, but we got things to do, so let's get on with it. So one of the first things we got to take care of is rockets. You bet. And we got to get that up and running because I can't use solar sails. It's part of the challenge, right? Can't use solar sails yet. So we got to make some things. And to make those things, we got to come over here to the flashing lights. All right, here we go. Now, in this case, the first thing we need are these wonderful photon combiners. And we need those photon combiners for a couple of reasons. One, well, we need them for the rocket. But two, we also need them for the ray receivers. And this is the only source of these. So before getting the rest of the rocketry up and running, we of course need to get this up and running so as I can get some of them ray receivers beginning and started. So let us get the power hooked up on this, and so as we can now get some of that wonderful sweet ray receiver stuff going on. So we'll plug in a few poles here, get the power up and running, and that of course is going to make glass, which then goes into these wonderful triangle spots. And the triangles are going to say, hey, we're going to hang out with you. And I'm like, sure you are. Because now the triangles are going to come out and they're going to come join these guys. And these guys are going to say, look, if you give me some triangles and some green circuits, I'm going to give you some photon combiners. And I'm like, yeah, that's a deal. I mean, that's a steal of a deal. So we're going to put in some power for that. And away we go. Now that one on the end there, we'll just call that a copy fluke. We won't even discuss that. Okay, and in this particular case, that should now be making me a bunch of photon combiners. You betcha. In fact, don't demand. Just store them for now. I don't want you guys doing anything with those because I'm going to need a bunch of those, right? And yep, they're going by, no problem. So with that, the other thing that we'll do while it's magically getting ready to do something with that. Now, of course, as you can see, it's going to try and make solar sails with them, which you need for rockets, right? So let's have a quick look at that. Under here, of course, under rocketry, of course, one of the three things of rocketry are the components, and components need solar sails. So I can't launch the sails, but I got to have the sails to build the rockets. So that's the thing that's happening. Now, of course, we already have enough chips. I'm not worried about chips. But we, of course, also need to have the frame material. Frame material is right up there above us. It turns out frame material, we have all the supplies for the frame material. We're just not making them. So we're going to put them together as well. But we won't do that until after I get some of these photon combiners together. Because we have a sphere to build. Now, this is the smallest sphere I can actually put together. Of course, I'd done a little research to get the first 15-degree separation done, and this, of course, is you know, this is a sphere, right? This is the tiniest sphere ever. You know, it should be interesting to see how it turns out. That being said, I don't need a great gargantuan sphere here. I just need a sphere to generate the stuff I need out of the ray receivers so as I can then make the antimatter, so then I, of course, can make the white science, and we can, of course, do the final science thing. Because here, we are actually at the final one. We can make the white cubes, but I haven't got the last part. So, of course, we want 4,000 of them white cubes to get a whole bunch of stuff. And so, of course, we're going to tackle that. Now, I'll bring it back once we got some of these photon combiners together and I can put together some ray receivers. And then we're going to plug in the rest of this, get some rockets rolling. And sure enough, we've already got 5 of those launch vertical sites ready to go. So we're going to plug that all in. I'll see you guys in a sec. And we're just getting a couple of achievements knocked off the list while we're waiting for a few of them combiners to be made. So a little no diving, a little bit of space junk. So here we are on Maximus 4, and this is probably not where you expected me to be. But we need a spot that's going to generate lots of stuff for me for my ray receivers. Unfortunately, like my planet stinks for that. It's not good. It's just not good. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to collect that here. I thought, you know what? I got 2 other planets that have all kinds of territory on them. And if we can make this work, that would be awesome. So, of course, to make this happen, you kind of got to bring up a little bit of your own power along. Because I'm sure these things are going to take a few pieces of power to get up and running. And they're probably not going to be too happy with me to do that. So let's click that there. Now we're going to probably need some power pulled off of this because we're going this way. You betcha. Yep. Run around, dude. It's a rock. Like, come on. You can get around rocks, I'm sure, right? Like, let's do it. I want a rock. Yeah, but don't get stuck and hung up on them, dude, because like that's just bad, right? Okay, we're pretty close to the bottom, so let's get a bunch of ray receivers down. Now, we're obviously haven't got anything into the rocket science yet, but, you know, we got to start somewhere. So, here we go. I don't think there's enough room there for that one. No. Stop that. Stop. Listen, I'd like to be able to do the thing, right? Do that. Will you allow me to do that? Why? Why is it crooked? Why are you being so crooked like that? Oh, gee whiz. Okay, listen, let me bring you back. I'm going to just set this right up. Okay, now with photon generation all done, because we don't need them to make power. I need this. I need these sweet critical photons. We now gotta set this all up so as we can actually get stuff out of them. Because it's great that you know, we have all this stuff, but we don't. Now I gotta collect it all, right? So I gotta run some tracks around here now, and so of course we're gonna put down some belt like this. And then, of course, as these things are making those sweet critical photons, no, I need... it's funny how some of the buildings use sorters to pull it out, and some of it use belt. Doesn't matter to me. We're going to hook this all together with belts, and get all them sweet photons out, and then get them shipped back to the main planet. So of course what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it back as soon as I get this all set up. Now it's not working, of course, because we have no Dyson Sphere yet, but we will soon enough. All right, we're back from planet Maximus 4, and now we're ready to get turning on the rest of the things that we're going to need to make these rockets, because we need rockets to launch, to do the things, you betcha. And so in this case, I already started turning stuff on and then realized, hey, you know what's not working? The video part of the recording. So some of this stuff is already turned on, so we're just going to quickly review it, and then we're going to finish turning the rest on. So now that we've gone and set up the ray receivers, we of course need something to receive, because obviously we have nothing out there to send anything to the ray receivers, so as I can get them critical photons, so as I can then make that last part of the science. Now to do that, of course, we need to get out here and turn on these last pieces. So the first thing, of course, we needed after these, because we made these I never remember half the names, the combiners. I mean, I just call it the pink goo, right? It's just easier. So we made those, of course, to make our ray receivers, but then, of course, now to actually make into rockets, we needed three things. We need, of course, the actual components, and then, of course, you need rocket fuel and the quantum chips. Well, quantum chips and rocket fuel we make lots of already. We make more than enough to make the number of rockets we want. What we don't have enough, though, is enough for the components. So the components needed frame material, which we're going to have a look at here in a few seconds. We need solar sails, which of course I am standing right beside, and we're going to talk about. And of course we needed processors. Now the processors we're making already. So let's now have a look at them solar sails. Now it's not a big number for solar sails, so in this case it was a simple tower. We already have the pink goo coming in, and of course in the tower we have the other components coming in, which of course is the graphene. And of course the graphene comes in and creates solar sails, and all I'm doing here at the moment is storing those solar sails as we get ready to use them for making those rockets, right? The rocket's red glare and the whole 9 yards. Now in this case, what do we want to do next? Well, next we needed the actual material. So here of course is the frame material, and this is the part that kind of got semi-cut out due to the video issue. And in this case, we just needed another three things. The three things are, of course, we need carbon nanotubes, we need that titanium alloy, and then, of course, we need that silicon high purity. Now, because this tower back here had an extra spot in it, I'm just storing the frame material in the same spot as the solar sails, because that way the drones can take it from the same tower to our final destination, which is just up in the distance. So with that, we are now making the frame material. In fact, how are we doing with both of these? I should check. We are running a little short on carbon nanotubes. I have investigated the carbon nanotubes. The factories are running full out. It's just a numbers game. It's a numbers game where titanium raw material always seems to be in constant supply, right? So when I make raw material, I tend to overmake it. So of course, titanium alloy in the silicon, that's like, I got all kinds of that, right? That was never going to be a run out problem anyway. Looks like I might have put, yes I did. Look at that. This line is backwards, mister. You know what? You need to fix that. Let's fix that. Yep, you need to fix that like that. We will fix this though. Oh no! Don't let that line get all the way out there. No. Let's fix this first. Let's take these. Yep, we'll click them off the belt. Now we'll take Mr. Belt and hook him on, because see, he wants to put out frame material too. But we're gonna help him here a little bit. We're gonna take this corner here, and we're gonna just dump them these here right back to where they were. So, yep. Give me the rest of them. Give me all of them. There we go. Look at that. You can have all the carbon nanotubes. I'm a really nice person. There we go. All right. So now you guys can make carbon nanotubes into things, and now you can create frame material. Excellent. I didn't get that backwards here, though, right? No, I did not. Yeah, everybody else looks very happy. I don't know why I got that one line backwards. That's kind of weird, actually, but oh well. In this case, let's now go have a look at the tower itself. So the tower is stocked pretty much full. That's good. Now, I've actually set this up so as it's not going to make all the rockets in the world. In fact, to make 50 rockets a minute, which is the number I'm shooting for. I'm not shooting for big numbers here. Again, that isn't the goal of this particular piece. Is 7 stations, 6.7 if you really want to know the number. I've only set up 6 stations though, because that way some of this stuff can stay backed up. I don't have to worry about it too much. Now we also need, here of course is the frame material, making the components, and of course we now want to call this stuff in and get it ready. So we've got it all set up on local demand. It's already brought the chips in. We're only going to store the components here, and we're going to call in the rest. So I believe I've already called in the rest. Did I not? I have not. So let's start demanding these, because they are going to want to do a thing. I think I actually got to go set up a tower for this, so we'll have to take care of that as well. Let's now actually get the power down for all of this, because someone's going to want some power for all this stuff that I've just done. We will do the rockets power first. Get that up and running. And again, I haven't opened the floodgates to any of this stuff, so it's not going to do anything just yet. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3, there's 4, and we'll put 1 out here at the end just to make sure everybody is covered. There we go. Now, I have to actually go back down here for a sec, because this is the magical switch that's going to turn that on. So if I go down here and I say, yeah, you know what, you can supply that, and you can supply that. You know what I need to do? I need to limit these towers. Yeah, to 2,500. I don't want these towers going crazy, right? So these towers down there can hold 5,000. These are only holding 2,500s. That way it doesn't empty them towers right out, and then as these kind of work along, hopefully they don't choke themselves out. Now, you're still missing power, of course, because I need to give you power, so let's do that. We need to walk you down to the power station of the things. Yeah, we'll take you from there. I am perfectly fine with this. And we'll just walk you right down here like so. And that should take care of the power situation. And you should now be making me lots of that frame material. So that will get that started. Now the frame material will obviously build up in here. And we're just having this at the local store at the moment. Oh, I see you're sneaking that out, though. But that's all right. You still haven't got fuel yet, buddy. We now got to go actually set up some fuel for the rockets right there. And in this case, what we want to do is I'm going to set this to storage just so as it doesn't demand it right away. And that way we don't get to miss seeing the rockets turn on, because we'd like to do that. All right, let me bring it back. We're going to fly up top, get hooked into the rocket fuel, and then get them rockets back down here started. All right, here's our wonderful rocket juice. And, of course, we use a lot of that rocket juice for rocket power, right? Because, you know, but we're doing okay for power, because with the science kind of turned down at the moment, the rocket juice isn't really going anywhere too fast. So we now want to get into setting up a tower up here so as we can actually do something with it. Now, at the same time, I do have a little bit of a mess going on up here, and we're going to have to address that. We can do this, and I can probably do that, and now move the box over. Move that box over here for the moment. Sure. Let's do that. Do this. And this just allows me to clean up. I was doing some inventory cleanup is what I was doing. I was carrying around a lot of extra, like, bits of fuel and bits of chips and bits of stuff. Like, you know, I've been carrying around gears forever, not using them, stuff like that. So I do gotta come back up here to these boxes, right? I can't just forget about these boxes. But in this case, we do want to do this. And now what this is going to do is this is going to allow us to store this wonderful fuel so as we can actually ship it on down there. All right, do that. I'm going to set you to storage. We're going to bump up your drone supply. We're going to give you all the drones because you're going to have to fly these a little bit of a distance. And now, all this wonderful gas that I've been stashing up all this time, we now want to do this with it. And there we go. And I'm going to do this. Now, I realize I didn't set the filter, but that was kind of on purpose because I wanted that little bit of line to clean out before I set the filter on this. So, yes, box, you're in my way. There we go. Now you can spit out the gas. So yes, we need the generators to keep running. And we're gonna see how this does for now. I mean, I've got a lot, as you can see, I got a lot of gas stored up, so we should be okay, right? It should be all right. We'll see how it goes. If I find the rockets are eating into the gas supply way too fast, what I'll do is I'll put a cycler on this. So in other words, I'll put a force through line, and then this would only get fuel once generator power is sufficient, right? So of course that would slow down rocket creation, but at least we know the factory and the entire planet would not run out of power all of a sudden. All right, you are putting in all the fuel, right? Of all the things. I'll bet you are, because you're probably losing your mind. I mean, these boxes are holding a lot of gas, so we want to do that. In fact, this one can hold all the gas in the things too one day once it's all filled up. These should be emptying out though, no problem. Hopefully they're doing the thing, right? I know some of these boxes have got to be emptying out because I just emptied out a bunch of boxes. Someone better be putting a bunch of gas in here. Anyway, okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn on this supply. The drones are gonna lose their minds here when we get back down there. So we'll get back down here and get ready to turn this on. So, this is a good time to review the factory, see how it's doing. It's looking really good. Of course, here's the mall, the V2 mall, right? It looks good. Here's our raw materials. They looking great. Circuit boards are looking good. As mentioned, all of this is looking good. So we have the graphene looking good. Carbon nanotubes are running out full tilt. No problems there. Fiber optic looking great. Broadband, if you want to use their terms. Of course, we have our circuit boards. That's our quantum circuits going off, going crazy down there. We got the oil running all nice and smooth. We see that there's no jam ups. All the oil's coming in. We're not running short on that at the moment, though we are having an oil problem. It will eventually run out of oil. There's just not enough oil on the planet. We have enough stored up temporarily to keep this all running. And of course, we are back down here. The frame materials making, doing the things, and of course, we are now ready to make some rockets. Oh yeah, how we doing on this? So everybody looks like they're getting stored up. 497. Wow. You guys have got a long way to go, right? But sure, we're gonna turn on some rockets, and this is always gonna be a thing with this stuff, right? It's never gonna be super speedy. And again, I have these cut back. These should slowly catch up because, again, there's enough of these for 7 machines, but these are only 6 machines, so that should continue. That number should slowly continue to keep creeping up. So now I can say, hey, you know what? You should demand rocket fuel, and that's going to bring that down there and make our first rockets. So what am I going to do on the live stream? Well, on the live stream, we are actually going to launch rockets. Oh yeah, we're gonna actually. I've got the landing silos launching silos all set to go. We'll find a spot for them, start launching rockets, start getting them photons in so as we can make that white science. And then of course next episode after the live stream will be about that white science and doing the last 4,000 to finish the whole thing. That's right. And of course, once this is done, then we can have a look at what achievements we get out of that, and then actually start moving forward into volume achievements, right? So all the things like, you need like, the tetrajoules and all the things. And that, of course, is when we start expanding out into all the stars to then start putting little mini Dyson spheres all around them. So my plan is to basically set up just mini factories, right? So I have time, right? Time is on my side on this one. So I just plan to go to a system, set up a mini rocket factory, right? Doesn't launch a lot of rockets at a time, but it just launches rockets, and then let it build up over time across all the star systems while using resources, and see how it goes. So with that, I'm Max. This, of course, is Dyson Sphere Program Destiny, where we're going for all the achievements across all the systems of 2022, and I am going to see you on the next one. Take care.